My name is Ben, which means hoodie. I like hoodies. So there you go. So here we've got the lovely building, the FT building, right next to the Thames. So not far from where we are at the moment. So you'll see there's 3 flags on the top of that building. The first one is the UK flag, we've got the FT flag, and then we've got the European Union flag. So the FT is going to be replacing one of those flags. Any guesses? Any guesses? I'm feeling that people are thinking the EU. Well, let's find out. Well, no, actually. We're replacing the FT flag with the Pride flag. We're keeping that EU flag flying for the time being. I mean, it's amazing. I'm really proud to be working for a company that supports Pride. Who's going to Pride tomorrow? Well, I think what I'll do is I'll give you a little bit of a story about myself and why Pride is relevant to me. Well, lots of people when I was born were thinking, oh, what a shame, he's been born deaf. Oh, I wish he could hear. Or I wish he could speak. And there was all this sympathy. My parents realised quite early on that it wasn't going to be very productive for me to have so much sympathy. So quite quickly my parents realised that they needed to do something to make me proud of who I was and to be proud of my deaf identity. They researched and found out the deaf community was a very vibrant, lively, vocal community. And yeah, I think that's a really important lesson, to be proud of who you are. Now, the FT team, or FT.com, used to be called Next in the old days. There's a team of developers, and everything is done in-house. It's great. It means we make all the decisions, we look after everything from A to Z. We don't have anybody coming from external services, other development services. We decide and make what we do, which I'm also really proud of. There's a couple of other things I'm proud of. We've got a ratio of 2 men to women in the FT. I mean, back in my days, it was 10 men to 1 woman. So yeah, I'm really proud again of what we're doing and how we're structuring the company. It's great to see so much diversity within our team. So we are completely JavaScriptless. And I am the only deaf person in that team. So we have a slang, we being the deaf people, we call you hearies. It's like our slang name for you. It's like our sympathy name. The fact that when you're trying to have a nice sleep, you're disturbed by breeding season of foxes outside while we're snoozing away, fine. So, no, it's great to have such a diverse team of people to be working with. Lots of them are learning sign language, and it really does feel like home. So the architecture, microservices architecture. Let's talk a little bit about that. So the front page, which you can see on the right, there's lots and lots of different components. 80 different components formed by 80 different teams. So there's lots of different services. And I'm going to teach you a couple of signs. I'm going to teach you the sign for heroic. Heroic! And what we have a massive focus on, and what we've won lots of awards for, is being a very fast news service. FT realised it was really important to be decisive, to make quick decisions. Anyone recognise this indecisive one? Not so decisive, not so quick. I'm sure you're not like that. So it's interesting. Theresa May, she's in a difficult situation. She only has 1,000 sample size of people testing the political polls. I mean, that's only going to cause problems and leave room for error. So one massive advantage that we do have is that we have a huge sample size at the FT, which tests millions every day. So it gives us a huge base level of confidence that what we're doing is right and it's appreciated and it's a stable step forward. So we use MVT testing, which is built into the architecture, which is crucial for having such a successful service. Now these are interrelated with flags, feature flags. Now this makes it really easy for us using MVT and feature flags. They're built in everywhere, and how they work is that they are at the CDN level. That's then passed down to Lambda, which makes it just incredibly easy in terms of testing out ideas, turning them on and off, deciding to go forward with them or not. So we've got the authentication access decision. So that's a really easy way to see if you're going to get access or not. And they're all visible on the headers. Also with the flags, you can see whether you're going to get big discount variants or not through advanced searches. And the coding is really easy. It's really simple to decide what to do, which is really helpful. I'll give you an example. So at the FT, we have 65,000 section pages, which is a huge amount. Each one of these pages is linked to various different sections or news items. So it could be Trump. I'm going to teach you the sign name for Trump. Everyone do Trump. Keep that hair down. Flyaway hair. We like his sign name. So there are 50 section pages which are editorial curated. Then we have a chronological section. And we came up with the idea to actually come up with a deep machine learning editorial curation, whereby the machine can learn from our editors about what we choose from our 50 sections and 65,000 pages. And the result was incredible. We used AWS. So you can see that we've got the 3 tests here. We've got over to the left, editorial testing. In the middle, we've got chronological orders. And over to the right, we've got editorial-powered deep machine testing. So we've tested 20% of the traffic on just 2 pages. Trump's page, and I've forgotten the other one. And this was over Christmas, where we conducted the tests. And from the results, which do you think won? Did you think editorial would be stronger or the deep machine? Which do you think had more viewers? Well, you might be interested to know that it was actually a draw between editorial and the deep machine curated pages, which I was really impressed with. Apologies here, everybody. I am from Yorkshire, and crap isn't a swear word up there. However, I thought I'd be kind and regionally sensitive and put an asterisk in there just in case anyone was offended. So when errors happen, it's a nightmare, isn't it? Trying to find the error, where has the fault come into play? Tracking it down through CloudWatch, it really isn't worth it. I feel a little bit like this guy up here, searching for missiles, searching for errors in my case. Where's that missile gone? And a bit like this chap, I'm asking my colleagues, any idea? Has anyone seen it? And really, no one's got a clue where it is. Nobody knows where the problems come in. So yeah, CloudWatch is crap. So we need real-time analysis. Real-time analysis makes it easier for us to find patterns. And we do this using Splunk and Graphite. And it really is the best thing since sliced bread. It's fantastic. So here are some of the metrics, some real metrics from yesterday. From the front page, there was a section of the front page that just disappeared. So we resorted to Splunk to find some patterns. Splunk came back and said to us, we think it's 99% certain that it's a validation problem. So it just identified the issue instantly after looking at the patterns. It then displays the patterns, and you're able to see really quickly, if you see at the end of the graph, you see this blue metric, which identifies the issue. So within 5 minutes, you've got real-time analysis that directs you to the exact right place, which is incredible. It's really easy to set up. You remove CloudWatch from events, and you replace it with Splunk and Graphite, and it's a very simple process, and I'd highly recommend it. Thick, we know it's got two different definitions, not so intelligent or density. And they both come into play here. When we've got cowboy developers, so maybe some of you are aware of AWS, the big crash that happened. That was quite a catastrophe. Luckily, we at the FT were fine. It didn't affect us at all, due to our CDN. So 99.9999% (69.999%) we have that many crashes on a regular basis, which is obviously a huge issue. So in my team, there are some of us within that team who'll be responsible for looking at the issues of crashes, how many times. So we've got this Slack excerpt here about how many times the word broken comes up. So lots of honest mistakes or simple system mistakes. So to have a system that's fault tolerant is crucial. One thing that I really like about Fastly is when you get an error through an app, you can ignore it because it will go through CDN, through cached content. So if anything does break, there's nothing to worry about because your cached records will pick it all back up. So performance. There's slow performance and there's fast performance. So the CDN that we use enables us to have incredibly fast performance, which is something that is highly beneficial for services like FT. Some people might question that. Maybe people say, well, why are you using fast CDN? Some people think it's crap. Some people are saying that it doesn't cope well with errors. But I'd really research and advise you to research about fast CDN and its benefits, because it's not on JavaScript. That's the only thing. So in my team, we use everything via fast JavaScript. Fast shipping. Now, we don't like slow process releases. We don't like waiting around for it because it takes a very long time before you can release anything. What we prefer to do is actually write very small releases and release them very quickly. Rather than spend an awful lot of time on a larger project, we prefer to break those down into smaller bite-sized projects and have faster releases. One issue is that AWS is that if we want to change things, it can be quite sticky and cause a lot of breakages. So that creates anxiety. Just like Trump. If you see him come off the stairs of a plane, he's very, very anxious. And it's exactly the same with us if we're doing a release, an AWS release. We cannot click, it's click anxiety. So this is why we're doing fast shipping. We have a very well-designed pipelines, full infrastructure that's developed with smoke tests. And they'll all be tested within 5 minutes. And this helps us get over that click anxiety, helping us build our confidence in making releases. So having all those built-in tests just brings our confidence up and enables us to bring more developments out. Hundreds and hundreds of developments every week. It's fantastic. So here's a piece of script. One of our smoke test scripts. Beautiful, isn't it? Gives me so much confidence to click those releases. So yeah, feel free to take a photo of this if you like it too. Make hygiene fun. It's important. Crucial part. We have a look at the Soviet Union. They love their old technology. They love anything going out of date. Hang on to it. If you look at their planes, their hangars, they're never upgraded. They're all at least a century old, and goodness knows how they actually get into the air. Even Putin, he likes the old style. I mean, where's his car? Where's his motorbike? Nope, travel by horse. So what we want to do is to make sure that we're always moving with the times, using new developments, utilising the most recent finds to make sure we are always within best practice. So we've got 200 projects and 35 developments happening at the same time, which are always looked after to move the company forward. So we found this really good idea to just do night tests and project builds. So if something does break, for example, maybe one of the page section disappears after a change and we're unaware of it, it will find it automatically. And that cached content will be replaced through the evening, ready for us to find in the morning. So we have slow down CI build, intensive developer. So this just makes our job a lot better. The fact that we've got all these improvements and updates, and it works really well. So one of our pages is the Ombudsman page. And every morning when I arrive to work, I can bring this screen up. It will tell me exactly what projects have problems with them. Any failures that happen through the night build. And it's a really beautiful visual design, so it just brings up all those issues. And it's very easy to identify, and it's turned out to be incredibly popular. Developers really like this. And we use the leader wall results system. So the best ones will be announced at the top. It's good to keep an air of competitiveness. Right, so to summarize, just the main issues that I've touched upon. Again, maybe you want to take a photo of this, you're welcome to. And during the summer, I'm going to be blogging in more depth about what I've spoken about today. So please do keep an eye out for my Twitter page. Now, the very last thing I'd like to teach you now is actually some sign language. So, hello. Active time, so if everyone repeats me, hello. Yeah, perfect, 10 out of 10. I think you can get this quickly. How are you? How are you? Really good. It's sweltering in here. I'm really excited. And ta-ta. Hey, thank you. This is the one for thank you.